Greetings, friends. I hope you are enjoying the Isaiah passages that we've been reading for Advent. And certainly the one we have for this weekend is just so beautiful, where the Messiah is anointed to give good news, bring good news to the poor. The poor. Why are the poor so big and important in Scriptures? That's an interesting question, right? Well, it certainly means the economical poor in a lot of ways. Now, we know that just because you're economically poor doesn't automatically give you a ticket into heaven, because there's plenty of evil people who are poor. It is the fact that poor people are often oppressed. They know their need, and therefore they're so much more open to God until salvation. They're more inclined to cry out to God. And the economically rich. You know, Jesus said it takes a miracle for a rich person. It's like a camel passing through an eye of a needle. So the point here is this: the economically poor have an advantage over us. Really, when you think about it, if you spend any kind of time in the third world, what shocks you is coming back into our culture where everything is just there. I mean, all sorts of material things that are pressing, and going into a grocery store is like going into confusion when you have to pick for a box of cereal out of hundreds of potential things to pick. We're just so full of things. We're at a disadvantage. There are people in the third world who are poor, who's spiritually so far advanced to us. We're at a disadvantage. But poor can also mean just being humble. Just being humble. And that's an important aspect of being poor in the Scriptures too. It's interesting that Matthew brings this out. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for this is the kingdom of heaven. Whereas Luke says, blessed are the poor. I think we need both of those things to really catch on to what the Bible's speaking about when it comes to poor. So the poor, even though everybody's rich around us for the most part, are all around us as well. Who are the poor? I had a moment this week when I told somebody very close to me, I said, "You're not cool." That person, do you know what cool means? That means you're in. You belong to a group that's cool, and therefore, I'm rich. It's that attitude. It's the attitude of the scribes and the Pharisees when they come to John the Baptist in the gospel reading this week. They were the cool ones. They were the ones that are in, and they confronted John at every turn, just like they confronted Jesus at every turn, because they were just too rich of themselves, too full of themselves to grasp the truth. And so, as a meditation at Advent this week, let us really grapple with this whole thing. What am I not seeing because I'm so rich or full of myself or things and what have you? How can I become truly poor, receptive to the truth? How can I reach out to people who are uncool, so to speak? People who are forgotten. People you kind of want to avoid. Those are the Jesuses in our world. God bless. We'll see you on Sunday.